I am so honored to talk to Doug Jones. Now, many people really don't know who you are because you're behind prosthetics.
Often,
He
yeah.
played the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four 2, Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies and animated movies, Pan's Labyrinth. You had a lot of different roles. Two
I was
characters.
the Fawn, and I was also the Pale Man.
Okay,
Yes.
now I want to ask you a little bit about voicing, because you're more a visual
I'm a very visual
actor,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So when you voiced Abe Sapien, how was that? Like, that must have been a very different experience for you.
Well, if you're referring to in the first Hellboy movie, I was voiced over by David Hyde Pierce. But when I did Hellboy 2, I kept my own voice this time, and the performing of the role was no different either time. When I'm on set and I'm delivering all the dialogue myself, that's how I do it. David Hyde Pierce's voice was laid in over mine after the film. So it's no different for me. I do what I do, and what they do in post-production is up to them.
But what about the animated?
Animated? Yeah. Well, when you're doing the animated things, and there's no visuals to work off of at all, you're voicing these scenes before the artwork's been done. Completely different animal, because you have to imagine this world you're in. Okay, you've read the script, and I get the scene, and you're just doing all these vocals. But what you have to work in is grunts and groans and slug hits and exertions and reacting to things that you don't see.
Okay.
So it's completely different. But I love the medium. It's faster. You don't have to sit in a makeup chair for 5 hours either. So that's good, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now, I heard another interview
Yes.
that people want you, and I think this is a good casting if they do it, as Dead Man.
I would love to play Dead Man. Yes. I was not familiar with that comic book until somebody said, "You'd be a great Dead Man." I'm like, all right. Saw it and was like, Dead Man, of course.
Right.
And I think there's been some talk about the possibility of a movie, maybe. In fact, my favorite director in the whole world, which everyone knows, is Guillermo del Toro.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that I'd heard him say he planned to make the movie. He's planned to make a lot of movies. He's got about 20 projects lined up. So
one of them has you as Frankenstein.
That's the one I'm like, please make it happen. Yeah. His next film is going to be At the Mountains of Madness, and then after that, hopefully Frankenstein. He might also be able to work in directing Haunted Mansion, Disney's Haunted Mansion. He's writing and producing that, but he might be able to direct it if there's time between At the Mountains of Madness and Frankenstein. We want Frankenstein to happen.
We want Frankenstein. We want Dead Man to happen.
We want Dead Man to happen.
Now, I want to just address two more things.
Yes.
Number one is that little poster behind you.
Yes.
My name is Jerry. Now I looked that up online, and the cast looks great.
It's a great cast, yeah.
And I didn't see the trailer yet, but could you
trailer.
tell us a little bit about this movie? And,
I can
and
indeed,
where you can
yeah.
find it?
First of all, My Name is Jerry comes out on DVD this coming Tuesday. Well, I don't know when this is going to air, but Tuesday, October 19th. So Netflix, Amazon, you can find it on the Webernet really easily. Or if you go into your local retailer, you can ask them about it. They'll have it in their system even if they don't have it on their shelf. So it's worth asking. So, My Name is Jerry.
You're right.
I get to play a guy without rubber on my face.
That's exciting.
Right? We like that,
no,
right?
No, we do like that.
I do too. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a great story that was written specifically for me to play.
Oh, wow.
The director of this film was a film student, and he out in Los Angeles years ago, and he came after me back then to do a cameo in his final thesis project film, like a 10-minute short.
Right.
I said yes. There was love. Had a great time. And we connected with each other. He understood me as a person. He went home from film school and wrote My Name is Jerry for me to be in.
Wow, that's really touching.
It's a huge, huge compliment, yeah. So he wrote Jerry with a lot of the quirks that I have, and there's even a scene where I get to dance around my living room because I'm an idiot. And what Jerry's going through is a typical midlife crisis. That time in life when you hit in your 40s and you wonder, where have I been? Have I amounted to anything? Am I relevant in the world? Do I have a second half of my life, or am I all washed up? Is it all done? You see Jerry go through this professionally with his job. By the way, my boss is played by Catherine Hicks from
actress.
Seventh Heaven. She's fantastic. My best friend is Don Stark from that 70s show. Hilarious.
Voice of the Rhino on Spider-Man in the 90s. I'm just saying.
You know your voices.
I do know my voices.
Allison Scaliotti.
She's awesome. I'm a
right,
big fan of hers.
From Warehouse 13.
That's right,
She
yep.
plays my daughter.
Right.
Now, Jerry's not seen his daughter in 10 years, so in this you get to see them reacquaint with each other. And newcomer Caitlin Carlson plays Jordan, my young friend / love interest maybe, but we're not sure. She's the one who kind of wakes me up to want to live again. And wakes me up to the fact that I have not been paying attention to my daughter that I haven't seen in 10 years. Wow. So it's a very common story now with the families that are disengaged and there's deadbeat dads all over the place. Jerry is a kind-hearted soul that finds his way back to what's really important with his life again. I love this movie. It's kind of like a chick flick, but it's also got great humor, great soundtrack, because the young girl that I hook up with and all of her friends are all punk rock musicians. So there's a lot of great music in the movie too, all original.
Let me just ask you one last question,
Yes.
because you have a lot of people waiting for you. Is your book?
Well, okay, this is exciting.
Okay.
I've had the privilege of doing so many fun, different types of projects. Everything from webisode series to a book. This book is called My Very Own Book. It is a coffee table photo book. It comes out in December of 2011, so you have a little bit over a year to wait.
Right.
But we've already shot all the photos. It is a 200-page homage to the world of mime. So, now, if you hate mimes, you'll still want this book because it's everything you hate about mimes.
Okay.
If you love mimes, you'll want this book because it's everything you love about mimes. It's a great sense of humor. It's very much like The Far Side, where we do, play on words, like even the title of the book, My Very Own Book.
Right.
And then we've got a mime is a terrible thing to waste. And I replicate a statue and become Venus de Mimelo. I replicate a painting and become Mima Lisa. Right? Are you seeing the humor here? So it's going to be really, and the photography is stunning. We got photographer Eric Curtis to take care. It's going to be a beautiful book and yet a funny book. So that comes out Medallion Press. Now Medallion Press, our publishing company, has a webisode series called Medallion Mondays. And you can find it on the YouTube if you're on that Webernet. Do a YouTube search for Medallion Mondays, and you will see numerous episodes about various books where they promote, but it's all funny. I do 2 episodes of Medallion Mondays, and one of them really pushes the mime book and shows you how the mime book came about.
Right.
It's a fake, it's a setup, but it's really funny. And Medallion Mondays stars Josh the Ponce Man Perry, who was the star of Retarded Policeman, another very, very millions of hits type popular YouTube webisode series. So. And
where can people find you?
You can find me on the Webernet. It's not really called that, but I call it that. At thedougjonesexperience.com. That's thedougjonesexperience.com. And if you forget, you can always Google me. Google. Right?
He loves to be Googled.
I love to be Googled.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.